We don't have to live in a reality where the person who has disagreed with us on some topic or some point is the worst thing in the world. That's not reasonable. That's not an adult response to conflict. And I suspect in my paranoia that this is something that, if it is not deliberately induced, is certainly massaged. Why? Because when it comes to social media and it comes to mainstream media as well, conflict fits in with their agenda, not some weird dark agenda that involves drinking, blood or consuming adrenochrome or anything like that. What does social media do? Turns a profit. What does mainstream media do? Turns a profit. What do they harvest? Time and attention. Very precious currencies, perhaps the most precious currencies in the world, time and attention. That's why I always thank you for your time and attention at the end of every video, because you are really giving me something that is of value that I can't refund you for. I can't give back to you. When we're looking at this as a thing, we need to realize the medium becomes the message, and it trains us in how we think about reality, and it trains us in how we process our own thoughts and our own feelings. And it's gotten to the point where the echo chamber is now really, really, really hurting us. And we can't do conflict without demonizing people and blaming people. To wit, to woo. I do think one of the big problems that we face at the moment in this particular environment is it's bred a way of thinking about the world that you could loosely say is political correctness, which is a way of trying to police words and a way of trying to police the thoughts that go behind them. I know very well, and this is a point that Slavoj Žižek has made a number of times, that the intent is positive. And I agree with the intent. I am a left-leaning person. I'm into psychology, I'm into compassion. Of course, I want people to be heard. I want them to be seen. I do think people's lived subjective experience is important. But if we overdo it, we end up going right the way around the circle back to a new form of totalitarianism and control. Here's a post by a British psychiatrist. A quote, not a post. Back to posts again. Posts are pillars and pillars are boundaries. A British psychiatrist who works in the British prison system. Political correctness is communist propaganda writ small. In my study of communist societies, I came to the conclusion that the purpose of communist propaganda was not to persuade or convince, nor to inform, but to humiliate. To assent to obvious lies, which would create massive amounts of cognitive dissonance, that's my insertion, is to cooperate with evil, and in some small way to become evil oneself. One standing to resist anything is thus eroded and even destroyed. A society of emasculated liars is easy to control. I think if you examine political correctness, it has exactly the same effect and is intended to. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important, very important, that we perceive the truth, and it is important, very important, that we tell the truth and that we stick to it with discipline. Thank you very much for your time and for your attention, and I look forward to speaking to you again very soon. Cheers.